take a few minutes to talk about another Copilot. I haven't spent a lot of time on it. In fact, I started getting some questions like, "Hey, Adam, do you even know there's other Copilots?" And it's funny. It's obviously, look, I brought that on myself. I know I talk a lot about Microsoft 365 Copilot, so I get it. Yes, I know there's other Copilots. Yes, I know Microsoft is absolutely pushing them and pushing them very hard. So today, for everyone out there that's wondering, I do know there's other Copilots, and we're going to talk about Copilot Studio. It's a big one. In fact, this also ties, and I did mention it briefly, for those that are paying attention, this ties back to the consumption-based models that are out there that are coming, right? So Salesforce, Agentforce, ServiceNow, the Now Assist that's bundled into their Pro Plus, the volumes that you can run on. So let's talk Studio, okay? So Copilot Studio. Let's think about this. So it's number one, a really big area for them because of the consumption, the flywheel effect. It's also a big area because it's AI, right? They need to dominate in this space, but it also has to do with AI and agents. Okay, so that's the key here. Think of it that way, right? So for them, AI agents, those are the apps in this AI era, right? And then Copilot is the interface, right? So they've been spending a lot of time, Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is an add-on to your user community, enhancing, giving that Copilot capability. Then comes along Microsoft Copilot Studio. And that's the tool, that is the capability that Microsoft is selling for that the customers can build their own agents that effectively extend the Copilot solution, Microsoft 365 Copilot, okay? On the last earnings call, which was their Q2 fiscal 25 earnings call, which came out at the end of January, they said that there was 160,000 customers that are currently using Copilot Studio. Now, I've said this numerous times. What does use really mean, right? So, like, trust those numbers to a certain extent. They said that that's over 140,000 custom agents have been built in the last 3 months. So that's October, November, and December, leading up to their end of the Q2, which is a 2x growth quarter over quarter, right? So they're pumping a lot of usage. That's important, right? Consumption-based. So how is it priced? It's pretty straightforward. It's $200 a month. You get 25,000 messages within that month, okay? Messages, so a billable message is a request or a message that is sent to the Copilot or the bot, triggering an action or a response. Right? You probably saw me looking down there. I want to make sure I got that right, because the definition of a message is critically important. Okay, so not just so that I can say it and I'm looking down. If all of you out there looking at your contracts, all of you considering Copilot, make sure you understand a message. What is a message? It's the same thing I was saying relative to agent force conversations, right? Or Now Assist with ServiceNow Assist. What is it? Because once you clip that $25,000 monthly amount, you owe them more, right? You owe them more. And so how do they price that? It's a consumption rate. Okay, so messages that are regular, right, non-Gen AI driven counts as one message. Messages that are kind of relying on or answers of over customer data, Gen AI, counts as 2 messages. And then customers can have a mix of that. So again, if you're a customer, not only know the pricing, hopefully you've brought down that $200 per month price. Hopefully you've created some flexibility in that $25,000 threshold, which clips. Hopefully you have full definitions on what a billable message is, what those messages types are. Hopefully you've negotiated a volume discount structure in your deals, right? Because that's critically important. Now, there's another way you can get Copilot Studio, and this is smart. This is smart on Microsoft's part, and it creates flexibility, which is pay as you go, right? So it's all, you have an Azure subscription, which you have to have. You draw down, it's 0.01 per message. So again, low dollars, but The burn rate is going to be there, especially if you start building custom agents, right, which organizations are relying on. So if you think about Copilot, you think about Copilot Studio specifically, it's just another area where Microsoft needs you to use. Use is the key word. You need to understand what usage means. You need to have the right upfront pricing with the future commitments as well, price certainty. I would absolutely make sure, just like I always say with Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot, make sure that they're earning your business. They're giving you all the transparency, all the protections, all the flexibility, all the investments, the right pricing, future price protections, right? What happens at your next renewal? All of this very much applies. But understand this is a battleground, okay? And if you are considering, you need to make sure that you get not only the right Copilot Studio deal, but the right E5 renewal, the right SQL Server, the right LinkedIn, the right Dynamics 365. In other words, make sure this is pushed all together when you're negotiating this. Last thing, if you're someone who's considering Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot, and Copilot Studio, right, that type of bucket of Copilot, or even in the D365, your leverage just went up, right? Because you are giving them even more of what they want. So ensure that you have the right plan, the right strategy before you even start thinking about POCs or tasting it or kind of using it, because that's valuable to Microsoft as well. But at the end of this is an opportunity. Just like I've been saying with Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot, just like I've been talking about customers moving to E5, this is an opportunity, but only if you do it right.